Cool. So let's take a look at our camping fun. Is that what it's called? Camping fun challenge, mock challenge, practice challenge. Um, Before we start off with anything, I'd like to get your impressions. How did you feel about it? Everything from like how easy it was to get set up and started and all that stuff to were the instructions clear, to was there what on there was giving you a hard time getting the requirements done. Floor is open.
I thought the instructions were clear. I went the route of just doing the pi test for
Mhm.
my testing instead of um, going through Postman. Um, and then yeah, the like setting up the gets and patches and whatnots was pretty straightforward, the same as as what we've done before. So I kind of went through and just did all those and then had to go back and like look up how to do some of the like error stuff.
Mhm.
um I don't remember seeing that in other things. So I went the route of like do a try and accept for a lot of those.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I noticed it wanted us to use was it related to some of the errors was do a one or none at the end of some of our queries
Mm.
as a to kind of test like if the ID like existed or not, um, which was something new as well to me at least.
Cool. We'll keep an eye out for that. And Ryan was saying the some of the validations were interesting.
Yeah, just because, like Travis was saying, I don't think we have done those before.
Hmm. On the server side, right?
Yeah.
I think we have it. I mean, it's whether they call it validations or not. The things like we're checking whether the username is between 5 and 20 characters or whatever. That all falls under validations.
Yeah. We just hadn't done it in the way that the challenge wanted us to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. What else we think we got?
It was mostly fine for me, but I don't know if I missed it or something, but I didn't know what the cascade thing in the relationships was, so I had to look up some stuff on that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that is only briefly touched on. So we'll definitely cover that in the next few days for sure.
Cool.
Put that down. I'm pretty sure that's going to be on the challenge. So yeah, if this was the actual challenge, how like drop in the chat 1 to 5, how you think you'd do. Two, 3. Cool. Awesome. Fortunately, we have a few days to practice, so hopefully we get those rookie numbers up. All right. Anything else before start sharing, looking at code? Okay, let's get into it. Forgot that. Great. All right. I'm trying in desktop 0, so get all the make sure nothing stays on my desktop to make my brain freak out. Cool. So here is our challenge. Can't make fun. Blah blah blah. Let's make a stuff. So we have our React front end all built out that we don't need to touch. We've got a skeleton of our Flask stuff and a few ways to test. I'm probably going to go the PyTest route as well. But if you have done it a different way or had different experience, holler at any time. And as we walk through this, of course, as usual, feel free to stop me, ask questions, ask for clarification, or go in deeper on stuff. I've already done all the boring parts, so let's just look at what we have here. I think, yeah, look at that, it's all running. And it should be, this should be what you're seeing on the front end, just the stub. So we have our familiar V-shaped relationship model here. We've got activities with names and difficulties. We've got campers with names and ages, and then signups with time, and they belong to an activity and a camper. Camper has many signups and many activities through signups. Activities have many campers and many signups through campers. So we're going to be doing some relationship stuff with this. Let's just roll through it. So we're going to take a look at what we get for our look at the server folder, our models. We have a little bit. Don't need to worry about that at all. Nice, nice. And we have just the basics. We have you know, all the interesting bits there stubbed out. Did I do my? I don't think I ran any seeds yet. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, cool. I don't believe so. Let me check the. Oh yeah, it's not done at all. Okay, so I'll have to. I still do have to set up the database, and that's going to be all this stuff here. Yeah, cool. I think that all looks good. So I'm just gonna paste that. Yeah, server. Interesting. I won't do the server then. Of course. Yeah, let's do this one step at a time. Let's make sure that our app is okay. App. Nothing. Great. So we do need to make that. Made that. Upgrade. Did we not do our? I guess we'll have to do our models first. Great. So, and didn't run our seeds. Okay, let's take a look at what it's asking us to do here. So the database is upgraded. It looks like, I think, because we have our, there's no migrations in there. We weren't supposed to do migrations, right? Yeah, I didn't say anything about that yet, but we will, I imagine. Yeah, right there. There we go. Cool. So we will update our models first, then we'll run all our migrations and stuff because they depend on getting that working. So let's go ahead and look at what that looks like. So we have our models here. And in our README, like I said, we have a relationship with the outer ones through the inner one, and the sign up belongs to each of the outer ones. So we're going to change our models PY to do that. And this is the cascade part. Since a sign up belongs to a camper and an activity, configure the model to cascade deletes. So that means that if a sign up is deleted, nope, if a user, don't want to do the other way around. If a camper or activity is deleted, any signups associated with that should delete, not the other way around, or else that'll be a problem. So let's see what we have here. This is just to set up naming stuff in the database. In an ideal world, you wouldn't have to worry about that, but here we are. So we've got all that stuff set up with us. We need to start working on our activity then. So our activity has an ID and a name and a difficulty. Great, those are set up. So we need to set up our relationship with the signups, right? Signups, yeah. So, hey, look, add relationship. And it already has the serializer mix in for us. So we'll see what we need to do there. So our relationship. So I'm going to say, let's see. So I will set our signups be, we need to set our relationship. Cool. See, I can remember how to do this. So we want to Yeah, so this is creating the relationship. Right. I remember it all. So this is actually creating the signups. When we look at activity signups, this should look at the relationship, do that join on that join table, and return us a list of things. So we're going to tell it what model to hook up. Sign up singular, I think. And we want to, I think we want to give our cascades here. So we say cascade. Sure. Cascade, we want to delete all things with delete. And the backwards reference for this relationship, that's going to be activity, back up the table. Is it the table or the class? I think it's the table, right? Cool. I think that will do that for us. And so we're going to do something similar with signups. Although we don't need to camper and activity. Do we need to do the? Yeah, I think we need to do something here. Come on, there we go. So our signups are going to be a relationship. Signup back reference is going to be camper, and we should need to delete everything when the signups get deleted. I don't know if this takes care of both cases. I'm going to put it here just in case. If it yells at us, it'll yell at us. That's fine. And our sign up, do we need to do anything there? We need to add our relationships, and we need to, yeah. So we're going to say we're going to need to add the camper ID and the activity ID, right? So that'll be camper underscore ID. We're going to make a column for that. Column for that. Okay. It wants to be an integer. And it's going to be a foreign key. And that is going to be on the campers table. And we'll do the same thing for CAMPER. Yeah, okay. It's always a toss-up whether it's going to be the table in plural or the model singular, especially when you're looking at the has many part. But either look it up or fix it if it yells at you. That's what I do. Cool. I think that is all the relationship stuff we need to look at. I wonder if the tests are going to be in any useful order.
They're not in order, if I remember. There was, yeah, this stuff was like at the bottom.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Okay, cool. We will blithely roll on ahead then. And see what happens. Set serialization rules to limit the recursion depth. Oh, yeah. So we need to change the serialization rules to make sure that they don't include each other, basically, so that it doesn't just like make an infinite list of recursive stuff there. Hey, it looks like a good place to do that. So we'll do our serialization. Oh, no, serialize rules. There we are. Serialize rules, and we are going to tell it to not see activity. So when we get the signups, we don't want activities included. So it's gonna be signups activity. I think that'll do it. So yeah, it'll give us the signups, but it won't give the activities inside the signups when we ask for them from the activity. Cool. I think we will need to do the same thing here. So that'll be serialized rules equals minus camper. Do that in the right direction. serialize rules when, yeah, so don't serialize the camper in signups. Yeah, that feels okay to me. And if I'm doing something terribly wrong, holler, and we'll fix it. Cool. I think that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. Do we need to add the validations before we do our generates? Doesn't look like it.
Do the serialized rules have to be tuples or tuples, however you pronounce that?
Thank you. Or else it will not work. Yeah. Cool. Good catch. Yeah, that will always mess me up.
And we need one under the sign up class as well, right?
You're absolutely right.
Just kind of finish that.
Yeah. Cool. So when we serialize the signups, we want to, hey, this is where the comma comes in handy. We want to not have the signups for the activities or the campers. Right. Signups, campers, signups. Campers? No, because
No S. Yeah.
it's making the relationship between, so it's each sign up has a camper and an activity. Right. I think that's right. I'm gonna give this one a shot and see. Feel like that's right. Tests don't care about how I feel though. So I imagine those tests are still not gonna work yet. Oh, I can run the test without the dash X. So dash X just says stop at the first failure. Those are gonna fail. Do I get any green? Anything at all? Is it not even testing those?
Once you seed,
Yeah,
I think a couple of them are going to pass.
cool. Gotta get that green. Cool. Yeah, I think the validations only happen on the class side. They don't really happen in the database. So we should be able to do all of our stuff here. One at a time, just to make sure. Boom, cool, that looks good.
And in the tuples, do you only need the comma at the end if it's a single thing? If there's two, you don't need extra. Okay.
Yeah, that's just a weird Python syntax thing because it doesn't have any other way to distinguish between tuples and not, I guess. So if it's parentheses with a comma, it's a tuple. And if there's only one, it needs a comma. But I think if you put a comma somewhere else, it will, if you have like two and put a comma afterwards, it'll give you a syntax error. I think, I don't know if that's true or not. But I'm gonna believe it until I'm proven otherwise. Cool, that works. And then we'll just run our seeds. Yep, seed. Cool. Let's see if we get any green at all. Nothing yet. But do we have our stuff here? Okay, cool. Okay. Hey, I know Kevin Miller. He lives in Amsterdam. Cool. And activities. Great. Evening way, okay, hold natural. I remember doing that at camp. Great. So even though we're not passing anything, yeah, I think it's just testing the interface part, not actually testing anything else. So that's cool. Which means in theory we could make the interface work without models and just do it manually, but we don't want to do that. Cool. Yeah. So let's do our validations here. So so there's a few ways to do this. We can give it the what am I trying to say? We can tell it to so we can do it the way we've been doing before, which is where we're just checking the no, my blank. Just checking the parameters as they go in, although we can't really do that now because we're not explicitly taking them in, right? So we need to use the decorator part. So yeah, I think that part is in. I think that's only mentioned in one of the things in Canvas. I don't think we actually went over it. So yeah, 10-year-old dentist. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna have to use the decorator one for this. Yeah, cool. So let's take a look at what we need. In our camper, we're gonna need a name and an age between 18, and sign up needs to have a time between 0 and 23. Great. And nothing for activities. All right. So for our camper and activity, yeah, nothing there. Cool. Close that up. And our validation. So we're going to use our validates. Cool. And we want to validate our name. Cool. So since it is a since it is a decorator, we need to give it a function, and let's call it validate name. And that needs to take in, and so this is where we're going to check in our, man, my brain is not good with words today. This is where we're checking our arguments. So this is taking the function that this decorator reps is going to take the object itself, and we're going to do the key value thing. I feel like we did this before, or we did something else with key value, right?
Yeah, we've done this validation stuff, but then later on, there's this other, like it asks us to make sure it sends like 404 errors when things don't work.
Oh yeah, okay, gotcha.
About.
Cool. So I'm gonna say yeah, right. We did this kind of before. I think we did it once and didn't repeat it. So here's our repetition. So it does have to have a name, and the name has to be hurts me every time to do that. Our name.length, age, name. There's our name. So if the length of name is what? Must have a name. Oh, and the name should probably be so it's less than 1. Then we're going to raise our exception value error probably. Yep. Name. No good name. Do we have to do something specific? I'm just going to raise it, and if they don't like that error, they can ask me for a different one. I think that will do the name, and now we'll do the age between 8 and 18, and do age. And so this is going to look at the age and say def age. Now we'll do self key age. And here's where we're going to do our. Did I skip something here? We need to return the name at the end.
Turn it, yeah.
Right. So like that's not going to work. Cool. Validates age. So we'll say if not, and it'll be between 8 and 18. 8 equals to. Come on. It's the age itself, right? Cool. Then we're going to and then we're going to return that age. Sweet. Let's see. And then signups, right? Signups need to have a time. So let's validate our time. Validates time. Validates time. self key. And the time needs to be between 0 and 23. Great. Yep. So weird way to say it. Yeah, I guess I'll do. So if not, 0 less than equal time less than equal 3, then we'll raise our value error again. Return that. I think that'll do that. And again, that's not going to pass us any tests, but that's cool. So, any questions about anything in the models or anything unclear or anything I did wrong?
So I looked at the solution when I
Mhm.
was trying to figure out the Cascade stuff,
Mhm.
and they only had the Cascade in the activity class and not in camper. Is
Huh.
there a reason that you only put it in one?
I don't know. It seems like it should be in both.
I still put it in both and it
Yeah,
passed the tests, but
yeah. It's possible they're just testing for that one, which seems interesting. That's a choice. But yeah, I don't think putting it in both is going to hurt, and I think it makes it more clear. If it does, so if that is actually changing the sign up thing to delete, and then it'll delete everything it's associated with, and that works, that could lead to a bad time if activity went away or changed or something, and there was no delete on this one as well. So yeah, I like having it in both. It might be superfluous or repetitive, but what the heck? We'll see if it works at all.
it passed my test, so
Cool, that's all that counts. That's the important, the thing that counts the most.
Can you just quickly explain again, like what the cascade is? Do like obviously it's deleting, but like we're removing things with serialized rules. We're also deleting them. I get kind of gummed up on the difference between.
Yeah. So the serialization rules basically say and these are the serialization rules for, say, activity here. So when without that, when it lists out the activity, it will give us the the JSON for the activity stuff, so the ID, name, difficulty, and then it'll give us our activities or signups. So that'll give us a list of the signups. Each of the signups
It's an activity.
has an activity and a camper associated with it. So we don't need to relist the information of the activity that has the sign up on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that part makes perfect sense. And then the cascade, I'm like, I don't get what the point is.
Yeah. So basically, if we have a user, Joe, and we have a sign up and their sign up for basket weaving, if we delete Joe, we don't want the signups that were related to him to be hanging around in the database.
Okay. Yeah.
In this case, so in this case, we're saying, hey, sign up when an activity gets or when an activity gets deleted that is part of your model, you don't need to keep track of it anymore, so you can delete that activity or that sign up. Sorry.
Cool. That makes sense. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, which is, I find it weird that they don't have it on both, but oh well. Other questions? Cool.
Kind of.
Yeah. Go for it.
The kind of something I saw in the like validations lab for like, if not name,
Mhm.
right? Because that lab talked about you could also put, when you're building that model, put like nullable equals false.
Yep, exactly. Up in
That
here.
sounds very similar to me, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying it can't be a null field, and then you're doing it again, saying it can't not exist.
Yep.
Like those are like the same thing to me.
Yeah, and they do the effect is the same, I think, but they do slightly different things.
Okay.
So the remember we have our database underneath, and we can access that through we can go to command line and play with the database, right? Or in our seed file, or I guess seed's still using the thing, but like if we went to the command line and into our database and said, hey, add this user without a name, we want the database itself. This is working on the database and it's saying the database will not accept a null value for this field. Whether you do it through an ORM or through the command line, or you hook up a different script to it or whatever, the database itself is having that constraint. This constraint is on the model in Python. So this is before it even gets to the database at all. It's saying it's got to have a name. And we're not even going to try to hit the database otherwise. So I think they are redundant, but it's, it never hurts to have both.
Thanks.
What else? I don't need any more models. Cool. I feel pretty good about that so far. We'll see if the tests bear that feeling out. Cool. So let's see what we need to do here. We're going to need to set up some rails here. I'm going to return JSON. We're going to specify fields or exclude when serial. Yep, we did that. Get campers. Great. So we're going to be getting campers. We're going to get a camper by ID. We're going to be able to update a camper. We're going to create a new camper. We'll get the list of activities and delete an individual activity. Create a sign up. Yeah, so I think the reason it didn't have that there is because we didn't have the delete on the camper, but it seems like, yeah, it should go either way. Hang on just a second. I need to, oops. I'll be right back. All right, the sun is starting to hit the office and it is 1,000,000 degrees in here, so air conditioning time. Cool. So so that's why it didn't have the probably the solution to have that, because it's not telling you to do that, but it should delete either way. So there we go. So let's go ahead and start on our campers. So here is our thing here, and we don't have anything. Great. Question for y'all, I guess. Did you go with the app route method, or did you use the RESTful library?
I did the library.
Yeah.
I did RESTful also.
Nice. Anyone do app route? Sorry, can I talk over you?
I did the app route.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'll do the library way. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. Again, either way works. And on the actual challenge, again, the tests only care what's coming back from the API. It doesn't care about how you're implementing it. So either way will work for sure. So we do have to do an app route at home there. So let's see, we need to, I'm just going to stub out the classes here first. So we're going to need a class for camper, resource, for our, need our campers by ID, right? We're going to, nope, don't need that. We're gonna need what we need. We're gonna need so we're patching by ID, we're getting by ID. We're gonna need a post, and that's gonna be on the same one. Yeah. Post campers. Get campers. Okay, cool. Post campers, get activities and delete. So we're gonna need a activities and an activities by ID as well. Okay, great. Resource. Oops. All right. So, campers. Let's start with the start. Oh, and we're gonna need to. It's gonna go ahead and add all those resources at the end. And I probably need to set that up at the top, right? So I'm going to need to import. Got that. That's migrate. That's RESTful API. API. Never mind, use that. And go back to the app. Cool. Cool. Now I can do. I need to add a resource for need to give the class. Need to give the class and the route. Right? So campers. Campers. Right. And this one will be our this will be activities. Activities. That was weird. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at our campers first. So we're going to need to return JSON data. We're just going to get all of them, and it's just going to be giving the name and age. Cool. Great. So we're going to need to define a get method, and we'll do a post one. We'll do the get first. If get. So our get is going to need to make a going to call the model, and it's going to do a query on all those. Yeah, cool. Just water. All right. Cool. So we're gonna get our campers. We're gonna return the thing. Great. So I'm gonna grab them first. Campers equals. So if we do our camper query. Nope. Camper query all. There we go. So that'll get us our models for that, and we need to turn those into our JSON. So we're gonna do our list comprehension. We're gonna say for camper and yeah. So we're gonna do camper to predict. Camper. And we need to pull some stuff out, right? Because we don't want to get the without any additional nested data. So we want to in the serializer here give our So we're gonna want to say minus, just minus signups, I guess. There's nothing else in there that we need to pull out, right? Name and age, yeah, cool. Then we'll just return that. Campers. Oh, I didn't need the 200. Feel like that should get us a test pass. Hey, 3 passed. Look at that. Which ones? Oh, maybe because I didn't pass the full group. Yeah. That should pass, right? Hmm. Oh, we're not throwing an error, right? Well, it should throw an error, should it? Am I just returning the wrong thing? I feel like I am. Well, let's see what it looks like in a browser. How about that? If I do temperature here, right? Yeah, we need to do it from 5555. Are we doing this again? Oh, it's just not running. How about that? Better. Camper has no attribute P. Where's it looking for that? Camper has no attribute P. Camper to dict minus signups. That feels right. Camper. I don't feel like that's the actual error.
You need to put JSONify in your make response.
Maybe.
Don't you need to
JSONify.
put, don't you need to put rules in the to dict?
Did I not do that? Campers to dict. Yeah, I did that.
For me, I put rules equals and then minus signups in parentheses.
You are totally right. Yep, that's the one. I bet that'll work. Or it'll work different. Camper to dict rules equals minus.
I think you need parentheses around the
Oh,
signups.
because that needs to be the rules equals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's our tuple there. Oops. What about one? Okay, rules equals that tuple, to dict. Great. I'm more confident now. Nope. Camper to dict rules equals parentheses my signups and bam. What am I missing here? I have a typo. Campers. Camper. Camper query all. Well, you know what? Let's try it without the rules. and see if that's the part that's broken or the other part. Okay, so it is that part. Rules equals minus signups. Python doesn't care about this, does it? Oh, did I maybe have a comment inside? Oops. Yeah, I think I had the comment inside the quote. Yeah, no, I didn't. Does it really just care that it's double or single? That can't possibly be right. Are you kidding me? Or did I just fix a bug when I changed it? Wait, can we get it to fail again? So this one should fail, right? That was just failing before, right? What? How did I? What was breaking before? I don't know. It works now. That's so weird. I don't know what we did there. But it works now. Okay. Let's see about those tests. Hey, there's our green. Whew, look at that. Okay. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and do our second one. Or any thoughts? Thoughts or anything about that? Cool. Let's go ahead and do this one next. I think it's next up on the list, right? Make sure to include a list of signups from camper. Okay. We're going to return an error if the camper is not found. All right, cool. So we'll do our def get. And we need to do ID too here, right? Yeah. Because it's passing in the ID from out here. Cool. I'm gonna do camper my query equals query, and I want the ID to or the camper ID. I'm gonna want to get the first one of that. Is this where they are doing the one and done? Oh yeah, because I want to do. Well, if I do this, if camper, then I'll return make response with the camper. Camper to date 200. Otherwise, I'll just return my error, which is going to be make a response and need a specific error, right? Camper not. Make a response out of this JSON. It wants not found is 404. Okay. I feel like that'll work. I wonder if the tests disagree with me. They do. Let's see. Here, name. Fascinating. It's not. Okay, yeah, that's probably already gonna need to. I wonder if that's gonna work here. It's not going to. I just want to see. Let's get Gregory. Get this bomb out. Yeah, love it. Yeah, okay. Query object is not callable. Really? Cool. Camper query. Camper query is not callable. What do we think that might be?
Do you need a filter in there?
Do we need a what?
A filter?
Filter? Well, it sounds like it's not doing it at all.
Or like, yeah, I see what just Maddox is saying, like query dot filter.
Yeah.
Oh, query dot filter. You are totally right. Yeah. Query. You know what? Query. The error did not lie. Query is not callable. Just read the error. There we go. Look at that. And if we give it one that we don't have, great. Yep. Listen to the error messages. Mark. Hey, look at that green. All right. Cool, 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 cool. Sweet. Thank you for catching that. I wonder if there's a different. I feel like there's a better way to do that, but I'm not gonna dig it now. Cool. Let's add. Let's update our campers. Yeah, let's update our campers. I want to post the camper first. That feels like more fun. Let's create a new camper. It's not going to accept, it should accept an object with the following properties, age, and name. Camper is created successfully, send it back. If not, return errors, validation errors. Cool. So I want to do this one because it's in the same. So I'm going to define my post. Let's go take self, and here's am I importing the request? There it is. Oh yeah, cool. So here we go. For posting, I'm going to return, make requests, make response, and here's what I'm just going to do. Our well, what do I want to do? I want to do my new camper, right? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So I want to do. So is camper's just going to do our camper with that data to date, right? Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that. Let's get a new camper. How about that? New camper. So we want to make a new camper. And I need the JSON that was sent with the request. And I want to get the name of that. And same thing. And the age. That's gonna be our new camper. And then I want to add that. Our new camper. And then I want to commit it. to commit. Why you giving me a hard time? I feel like that's gonna work, and we'll do the error checking. Yeah, let's see if that works. That does not work. Okay. What is happening? Key error ID. We're going to give it an ID. So it's not listening to it. It's not lying to us. Name and age. Request JSON. Oh, we probably need to say what the things are, right? Name. Okay. Great. That will probably work a lot better. Cool. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. So now we need to do our errors. So we created a new camper. We did all that. Did all that. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Are we returning anything here? Yeah, we are. Okay, so we're returning. Yeah, we're just returning that. Return, make response, new camper, to dict. And we're gonna give it a. It's gonna want 201. Cool. And if we don't, here's where we want to raise an exception. We're just going to raise an exception if it fails, I guess. Catch, or no, it's not going to catch. It's what is it in Python? Accept. And here's where you'll want to return. Yeah, and that's going to be a probably just a 400. If it doesn't like that, we'll find out soon.
I have a question about the request.json there.
Mhm.
I did request.getJSON and then double parentheses.
Mhm.
Is there any difference between the two?
I don't. Well, there might be. Is there? I think if you do get JSON, it returns the whole JSON object, whereas we're just grabbing a JSON right off of here. Yeah, I don't think there's any functional difference.
Okay, because
Yeah,
it's passed everything and worked.
yeah. If it passes, it's great.
Cool.
Let's see if this passes. Create the camper error message. Great. Cool. So I feel like that's gonna work. Yeah, get JSON will give you the JSON object, and you can pull stuff out of that. This is just a different way of getting it. Yeah, I think if there was more than two, I would probably do the get JSON, but this is a fine amount of typing for me. Cool. Any questions about this part? Right, we have one more to do here. That's going to be a patch. Cool. Awesome. Update nice camper. Cool. And it doesn't exist. Thing. Cool. So we're going to need to get it. We're going to need to see if it exists. And if it exists, we're going to make the change. And we're going to write it back. And if it doesn't exist, we're going to not. We're going to throw the error. So yeah, let's do that. And that'll be with a 400, I guess. Seems like it should be a 404, but oh yeah, that's gonna be There's a few validations on there. Great. Okay, cool. So first off, we're going to grab our camper. So we're going to do our function first. It's going to be our patch. And we need to get the ID, right? So we're just going to get one of these. First, great. And then if there's a camper, we're going to do all the stuff to it. So we're going to, yeah, so we can do the set. Yeah, set. I think we can do that with those. Let's find out. Camper, we're going to want to set the name to the name, and the age to the age. That's going to be to JSON do name, set the age. We're talking AG. Great, if the camper exists, we're going to set those things. We're going to commit it and do the thing. Yeah. Oh, I think that's going to do it. Oh, and then we need to do our return. Return our. We're going to return our make response. TO. And it doesn't want the sign. Let's do this one up here. Let's get copy paste. We know that one works. And that's going to be our 202, I think, is a change. Yeah. And then we will, I guess we should do that in a try, but yeah. Do our set value error. Yeah. Just throw that. Cool. Return. We just want our there. Nope. Ah, serve me right. Okay, so if the try fails, then we want a validation errors, right? That's yeah. That's going to be what, 400? That 400 up there. Yep. Validation errors. Great. Same thing. Else, so if there's no camper, then we're going to also return our. We're going to return make response. And this one wants camper not found. And not found should be a 404, right? Returns an error message, Great. Cool. And that is our patch. We're just doing a, yeah, it's just updating that thing. Cool. I think that does it for our campers. Yeah, cool. Activities. Oh, we're going to do it. Sign up too. Cool. Questions about campers? All right. Let us move on then. So, activities. So we're gonna do basically the same thing for activities that we did in the top one. So I'm just gonna roll through that real quick. Yeah, don't care about the models. Cool. Activities. Great. I'm gonna need to do yeah, it's not going to. Let's do our get. And so this is going to get all of them. And we're excluding the signups again, it looks like, I think. Is that right? Yeah. So we want to do our wait, I'm not getting all the activities. Yeah, I'm getting all the activities. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do the regular thing that we do. Activity equals or activities, sorry. Yes, activities, great. And we're gonna want to do our this comprehension again. This can be activity predict. Oh, right. For in activity query all. Because query is not callable. And we want to do the same thing here. No more typos. Great. So we're doing our list comprehension on all the things, setting it to JSON. Fantastic. And now we just want to turn our response. Great. Yeah. Response activity. 200. Yeah, I think that's all I want. There is our activities. Cool. Let's see. Delete. 4 signups. Cool. Aha. Oh, there's our validations down there, all the way at the bottom, that are failing. Interesting. We'll get to it when we get to it. So that's the same as before. Let's just go to our delete, and we're going to need to put that in the activities by ID here. And we're going to need to get our ID. I'm getting the ID here. Right. Cool. And if it doesn't exist, we're going to do that. Along with any signups. Oh, there's our thing. Remove that along with any signups. Great. So we're gonna get our thing. By yeah, ID equals ID. Right. Yeah. Just cool. And then if activity, we're gonna do our thing. Else we're gonna do something else. Oh, it's returning stuff. Yeah, never mind. So if there's the activity, we are going to just delete it from the session. Right. And then commit it. Session. Then we want to return our response. Right. empty response with a 204, 20. That's removed. And we don't even need our else here because it's going to return if the activity. So we're just going to return. And this is in case there's no activity. Go on this with our 404. That looks okay to me. I think. Yeah. Returns a 404. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Any questions about the lead? I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into our signups. Cool. So we're just, excuse me, passing in the IDs and the time, and sending back the new thing. Great. Cool, 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 cool. And it's going to return it with both the things. Got it. Cool. Awesome. So we're just doing our posts. And get this bottom right. Cool. So let's yeah, let's do our try and accept here. Let's just go ahead and return our error down here. This is going to be the return, make response. This is going to be, what's it going to be? Errors, validation errors. Great. That looks right, right? No, that needs to be an object. There we go. Give it there, 400.
You need a value error after accept.
After accept. Oh, yep,
Like-
totally right. You're totally right.
Oh,
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Sweet. So let's create our new resource here. And I don't think there's any more errors we need to check for, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Create our sign up. Our sign up is going to grab stuff out of request JSON. So we're going to do our time is equal to time. And we're going to do the same for camper ID. Created our sign up, and yeah, let's just add it and return the thing. And you want to return what? That whole thing. I think that's just the date, right? Uh, 201, 200, 201. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Forget about that.
One,
Yeah.
From your copy and paste, 96 time it needs to be the other thing.
Thank you. Copy paste. Never a good idea. Great. Okay. No good. What are we getting? None type. I bet it is what? I bet it's one of these, right? Uh, hmm. Oh, the validations are passing. It's just bad UI. Yeah, that's right. Right. Yes. Yes. Because it's not doing it. Yep. Okay. So I'm assuming that it is cert response ID. Is that interesting? Let's see. Sign up. Time request JSON time. Camper request JSON camper ID. Is camper ID, right? Camper ID, activity ID. You know, I don't feel like it is in here, but just check. I don't think the error is in there, but I'm wrong a lot. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so it's not that. I feel like it's in the JSON here, but what am I doing wrong? Sign up, da, 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 da. Session add. Creating a new one. Everything's typed right. Sign up, sign up, sign up, sign up. Let's see if I can just yes. Hmm. Interesting. Is it not getting there? Did I call the function something wrong? It's a post. Post self. Okay, we're gonna try this. Let me make sure it works. Or let me make sure it gets the same error. Aha! I know what I did. So silly. Anyone see what I did wrong? Or see what I'm missing? Something I said I would do later, and I did not do. Sign up. Signs. All right. I feel better about that. Look at all that green. All right. Oh, yeah. Make sure to add the route to your thing. Cool. Hey, hour and 23. Not bad. Don't think I would have made it without y'all, but here we are. Cool. So that is a lot of the stuff that you'll be doing on the code challenge. It is a lot of stuff. Ask me some questions.
There are a couple, oh, go ahead, Max.
So for the like returning make response, whatever, for some of them, I just didn't add the make response thing.
Mhm.
What exactly does the make response do?
So make response kind of wraps your stuff in a so just like we have a request object, there is a response object, but that's kind of handled internally, and that's what make response gives us. So the default behavior, I think if we did like here, if we just returned activities, um, I'm guessing that would work because it kind of wraps it in a default wrapper, or maybe it's the other one that's going to work. No, that works too. Yeah. So if you're just returning stuff without an error code, you can usually get away with just sending the stuff. I bet same thing, same thing there. I think pretty much anywhere that you're just sending back the data and not sending back an error, because it's not really going to be checking for an error HTTP code, probably. But yeah, by default, it will kind of wrap your data in a generic wrapper and send it back. Make response is just to make sure it does, but it will either.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. I tend to do that just so I don't have to go back and fix it, but because I know the one time that I don't do it, it'll be something I need to do. Other questions?
So when I was doing like right here, the get for activities, I didn't include the rules stuff inside of toDict, and everything still passed. Is there a scenario where we get all of the tests to pass, but we don't pass the challenge? Like, should I be trusting the tests is my question.
So I'm not going to tell you not to trust tests. So the tests are the kind of the, for me at least, the first pass. I like look at the tests and then check out the code, make sure there's, make sure the code doesn't look too familiar, because I ran into that last cohort for the first time ever. So making sure the code doesn't look the same as someone else's code or the same as code that's from a video or something. If you're going to do that, change variable names or something, or to change the spacing. But don't do that. So I'll check that, and then I'll check the code just to make sure that everything kind of passes the smell test. If it passes and those aren't there, that's not probably something I'm gonna really notice. Like if the test doesn't catch it, I'm probably not gonna be like picking through every single bit like that. So why wouldn't the test catch that? I don't know. I would say use the test as a guideline. If you pass all the tests and your code looks reasonable, I'm not gonna fail you just for one little thing that I probably won't notice anyway. If it was so important, they would have written a test for it. So yeah, that's the long version.
So I'll get the test to pass, hopefully. And then if I have time,
yep,
I'll look into the front end.
Yeah.
Into the front end stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I would, yeah, the tests are like a good guideline for what it should be. But if the test pass and everything looks kind of legit, you're good. Because I mean, even if I did see it, like I would feel like if you had everything else right and just missed that one little rule there, I'm not going to fail you for that. That's like this is not high school. My intention is that you learn the things, not that you dot every single I, cross every little T, especially if the test pass. So does that kind of get what you're asking?
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. I will ask you off camera who your last teacher was. I think I know. Cool. Any last questions? We are just up on stand down time. So yeah. Any more questions before we stop the recording? Oh, so tiny. Cool. I will stop the recording here. Goodbye, anyone watching.